The door hung ajar like a broken promise, splintered wood framing the entryway where I'd always felt safe. I stood there, keys dangling uselessly from my trembling hand, the metallic tang of fear mixing with the faint scent of my rose garden outside. Inside, chaos. Drawers yanked open, papers strewn like confetti from a nightmare, my late husband's antique watch gone. The safe in the study, its door wrenched wide, empty of the $150,000 inheritance I'd squirreled away for emergencies. Shock rooted me to the spot, fury rising like bile as I realized. They'd taken everything. But it was the photo on the floor, me, my daughter Claire, and her husband Derek at our last family dinner, that ignited the deepest wound. Someone close had done this. Heartbreak clawed at my chest. At 65, widowed and alone in this creaky old house, I'd trusted too much. And then, a week later, Derek pulled up in a gleaming new SUV, honking like he'd won the lottery. I watched from my window, curtains twitching, as he helped Claire out, her laugh tinkling in the afternoon sun. They were moving into a sprawling colonial down the street, brand new, with manicured lawns that screamed sudden wealth. Humiliation burned. I'd confided in them about the inheritance just months ago, during a dinner where Derek's eyes had lingered a bit too long on my stories of frugality. Denial whispered first. Coincidence. Derek's tech job must have paid off. But resentment festered as I recalled his complaints about debt, Claire's subtle hints for loans I gently refused. Inside, fantasies swirled, confronting him, fists pounding on his new door. But doubt crept. What if I was wrong? Accusing family could shatter us. That evening, I invited them over, my voice steady on the phone despite the storm inside. Just to catch up, I said. The house still bore robbery scars, fingerprint dust on surfaces, a lingering violation in the air. Claire arrived first, her hug warm but brief, smelling of lavender lotion. "Mom, you look tired. The police, any leads?" "Nothing," I replied, pouring tea with hands that shook slightly. Derek sauntered in, keys jangling. Keys to a life I'd funded. His smile was too wide, cologne overpowering. "Eleanor heard about the break-in. Terrible. We got lucky with a bonus. Bought the house outright." Dialogue flowed naturally, but tension simmered. "Bonus? From where?" I asked, stirring sugar slowly, the spoon clinking against porcelain. "Big client. Confidential." His eyes darted, a flicker of something, guilt? Claire beamed, oblivious. "And the car? Handles like a dream." As they chattered about upgrades, obsession took hold. I excused myself to the kitchen, gripping the counter, breaths shallow, inner thoughts brutal. He'd always been ambitious, resenting my old money lectures. Married Claire for love or access? Moral conflict gnawed. Was I paranoid, projecting my loneliness? But the timing screamed betrayal. Quiet calculation began. Check his alibi that night. He'd worked late. Over the next days, the slow burn built. I tailed them once, heart pounding in my sedan as I parked blocks from their new home. Derek unloaded boxes. Furniture too lavish for a bonus. Resentment layered with heartbreak. Claire, my only child, blinded by love. I rifled through old emails at night, the computer's hum mocking my isolation, finding Derek's resume embellished. Doubt nagged. Confront Claire, risk losing her. Fantasies evolved. Expose him publicly, watch his facade crumble. A week after their move-in, I visited unannounced. The house gleamed, marble counters, crystal chandeliers. Claire toured me, pride shining, while Derek lounged in a leather armchair that screamed excess. "Impressive," I said, voice even. "How'd you afford the down payment so quick?" He chuckled, but his knuckles whitened. "Investments paid off." "Why the third degree, Eleanor?" Suppressed rage leaked in my smile. "Just curious." "After my robbery," Claire intervened. "Mom, don't connect dots that aren't there." Her words stung, revealing her loyalty shift. Inside, guilt twisted. I'd raised her to trust, but now? Cold resolve formed. Prove it. I accidentally knocked over a vase, apologizing profusely, using the distraction to glimpse his phone. Texts about the score. Subtle foreshadowing. Was that slang for a deal or theft? Nights blurred into obsession. I hired a PI discreetly, the office smelling of stale coffee and regret. "Tell my son-in-law," I whispered, handing photos. Fear whispered back. What if he was innocent? Moral grayness loomed. Revenge could poison me. But remembering the violated safe, my husband's legacy stolen, pushed me. Hints of vengeance emerged. Anonymous tips to his boss about irregularities. Claire called days later, voice strained over the crackling line. "Mom," Derek stressed. "Work stuff. You okay?" "Fine," I lied, pacing my dim living room, shadows lengthening like accusations. Tension heightened, she sensed something. Dialogue revealed secrets. "He mentioned you seemed suspicious. After the robbery, who wouldn't be?" My tone sharpened unintentionally. She sighed. "Let it go. We're family." Family. The word echoed hollow. As the PI reported back, Derek meeting shady figures in a dingy bar, cash exchanges. Confirmation hit like a gut punch. Betrayal crystallized. He'd orchestrated it, using Claire's key copy. Heartbreak for her innocence layered my anger. Planning intensified. Not violence, but ruin him financially, emotionally. But inner conflict raged. Involve police or handle it personally. Doubt. What if Claire suffered? Subtle moves. I loaned Claire money for essentials, tracking it to Derek's accounts. Obsession gripped. I'd lie awake, sheets tangled, imagining his downfall. Guilt nipped. Was I becoming the monster? Months passed in a haze of quiet calculation, the seasons shifting from summer's heat to autumn's crisp bite. My house felt emptier, echoes of the robbery lingering in creaky floors and locked doors. The PI's dossier grew. Derek's bonus, traced to a fence known for stolen goods. He'd pawned my watch. Photos proved it. Resentment boiled, his motive. Greed masking inadequacy. Claire confided over lunch at a quaint cafe. The clatter of dishes underscoring her worry. Derek's distant. Says work pressure. I nodded sympathetically, suppressing triumph. Men like that sometimes hide things. Hints dropped, tension building. She frowned. What do you mean? Nothing. But seeds planted. Inside, moral conflict peaked. Destroying him meant hurting her. Fear of consequences. Losing Claire forever. Yet cold resolve won. Justice demanded it. The pivotal moment came at Thanksgiving. The table laden with turkey and tension. Aromas of sage and cranberry clashing with unspoken rage. Derek carved, knife gleaming. His boasts about the house grating. Equities soaring, he bragged. I waited for dessert, heart thudding. Speaking of equity. Found something interesting. I slid photos across, the watch at the pawn shop, timestamps matching his late night. Silence descended, thick as fog. Claire's fork clattered. Mom. What is this? Derek paled, eyes wild. Fabricated. She's senile. Dialogue erupted, natural yet charged. Senile. You stole from me. My voice rose, years of suppressed emotion unleashing. Claire turned to him, betrayal dawning. Derek. He stammered. It was a loan. I'd pay back, with interest. Liar, I hissed. Tension crested. He lunged for the photos, but Claire snatched them. The robbery. You? Motives unraveled. Derek confessed in fragments. Debts from gambling, desperation. I didn't hurt her. Just took what I needed. His complexity emerged. Not cartoon villain but flawed man, loving Claire but enslaved to vices. Claire sobbed, heartbreak mirroring mine. Police arrived hours later. Sirens wailing through the night. Blue lights flashing on fallen leaves. Derek arrested, cuffs clicking like finality. But guilt flooded me as Claire collapsed into my arms. How could you suspect and not tell me? I had to be sure. Inner thoughts honest. Obsession had blinded me to her pain. Moral grayness. Justified revenge, but at what cost? Weeks later, the trial loomed, Derek's assets seized, including the house, car. Poetic justice. He rotted in jail, but Claire divorced, shattered. She moved in with me, our bond strained yet rebuilding. "I forgive you, Mom," she whispered one rainy evening, thunder rumbling outside. But the twist struck via a letter from Derek's lawyer. The robbery? Orchestrated by him, yes, but Claire knew. Subtle clues I'd missed, her forgotten key alibis. Motive. Shared debts, her resentment over my hoarding inheritance. She'd planned to borrow, guilt eating her until my suspicion forced confession. Shock jolted me. Hidden betrayal deeper, my own daughter. Psychological impact crushed. Revenge had exposed them, but left me isolated, questioning every memory. I confronted her that night, rain lashing windows. "You knew." Tears streamed. "I thought we'd repay. I'm sorry." Forgiveness. Cold resolve faded to hollow ache. I let her stay, but trust evaporated. Consequence. Family fractured, poetic justice bitter. Thieves punished, but the real robber was deception, stealing my heart forever.